Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first edition of Punching Up Plus Expansion Pack. This is the Punching Up version of Sacred Symbols Plus. We're here to talk about Donkey Kong Bananza, spoiler and review discussion. We're going to ruin the entire game. We're going to talk about everything in it. So if you have not finished this game and don't want to know, get the hell out now. You've been warned. I don't want anyone complaining about spoilers in this. You would think that that doesn't happen, but it does occasionally.
It does.
Please listen to us. We're going to spoil the entire game, okay? Just so you know.
That spoiling means talking about the ending of the game,
That's
and
right.
surprises of the game, and secret levels of the game, all the stuff. Everything about the game we're going to be talking about, just in case you don't understand what spoiler means.
That's right. We're going to talk about Walt Disney getting punched by King K. Rool. Get ready.
Yo, when Walt Disney showed up, dog.
But yes, hey, it's the Punching Up crew. It's me, Brad Ellis, Gene Park, and Micah Moriarty. Just us three today. I don't think anyone else at Ellisum has beaten this game yet, except maybe Dustin, and he's filming Sacred Symbols right now, so it's just going to be the crew. So welcome. All right, guys, I'm going to read this right out the gate. This is from Yankee My Pizzle. Hey guys, can we please not start off with what was everybody's thoughts on the game overall? Seems like everyone has pretty good things to say, but it's not perfect considering they beat it and are signing up for the Spoilercast. We're going to talk about what we think about the game. We're going to do that right now. Micah, you just played the game. Sorry, dude. You're out of luck. Micah, you just finished the game like a day ago. So I'm curious. Yes. We talked about this on Punching Up a little bit. You kind of mixed on it, seems, in some regard. You have a bad time sometimes.
So now stepping back from it, the overall is that I like the game. I loved the first half, like truly loved the first assortment of worlds and abilities that you get. I really did, though, I really disliked the Tempest lair with the elephants. Fucking hated that section. And then we got to the snake lair, and I liked that section, but I disliked the new abilities, right? Yeah. And it just got to the point where, for me, after a certain point, none of the layers were like perfect and 100% fun. And then, of course, I got to the final boss, and I was just beside myself with anger. So, but as I step back from it, I like the game still. I would see myself, not right away, but I would see myself going back to the fun layers, I will call them, and just dicking around up there and having fun. But I can tell you, like, there's no way I'm going to do a 100% banana run or anything like that. I don't love it that much. I do like it enough, though, that I'll go back and just mess around in some of the upper layers and explore them further.
But this was your first Donkey Kong game, right?
Yeah, like I had tried to play Tropical Freeze back in the day, I was just ass
That's
at
not
it.
a Micah game, yeah.
No, it just isn't, right? And truly, generally speaking, like these 3D mascot platformy type games also aren't. This was different because there's not a ton of platforming. Like there are some, for the most part, Donkey Kong can literally just climb up anything, which I loved. Like he just automatically climbs up most walls and surfaces, except the ones that are like slippery and shit. And he's just like, you have the flying ability. Like Gene had mentioned very early on from his like previews of this, that like once you get the ability of flight, when there is something tricky, like you can navigate it that way instead. And I was able to do that. But then you get to a certain point of the game where there was some platforming involved, and I was just like, this is a fucking bullshit. And I was like, as soon as they introduced like the double jump with the snake, I was like, oh, fuck, it's coming.
Yeah.
So, and I just admit that it's just not my type of game. I mean, like, can I tell you that as a palate cleanser, I've been playing Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4.
Yeah.
So, like, let me just say that my palate cleansing game is something extremely slowed down, extremely, like, stop and think. And that really is much more of a Micah game than this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you made it through, Micah. You were crashing out at one point, but you fucking made it. I'm happy with you.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, at the Diddy Kong's race, I actually didn't think I could do it. Just because I was like, I don't know what the hell. Like, I didn't think I could beat it. It was like my 4th or 5th try that I finally beat that fucking race. But I was like, I might not be able to beat it. And then I was texting you, Brad, at the end of the game, being like, I can't fucking do it.
Yeah, it is funny. I love when Micah's playing through a game like that. She'll message me stuff occasionally, and it is funny. She's like, the joy. Then like 3 hours later, it's like, fuck this game. It's just Micah getting pissed off. It's good shit.
Oh yeah, because like I'm scrolling back because you told me where to go farm some gold, and I texted you in all caps. God damn it! I fell in the trophy hole.
Yeah, I told her
he sucks.
To farm the giant gold trophy after the DK race, and it's really funny, dude.
On a racing layer, yeah.
That's where I'm gonna say too that like random. It asking for a fuck ton of money at the end of the game for no reason. I was legitimately mad at that. We'll get to that, but I was legitimately mad.
No. So you can actually skip that whole thing. You don't have to spend the money at all.
How?
Because you forgot to use your snake form that you dislike. It
was so far.
No, if you try. So this is not really an advanced tactic because they actually showed it in the trailer, the debut trailer for Donkey Kong Bananza. But if you turn into snake form, jump up, and then switch to ostrich, you can just fly across the whole thing without spending any money.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Well, I mean, cool. Jesus, it looked way too far to do that.
No, you can just jump up and then turn into ostrich form and it just fly over. So that's why I kept telling you, like you can use the flying form to skip over a lot of the platforming challenges.
Well, yeah, I mean that wasn't a platforming challenge. That was a man shaking me down for money. You know what? It's going down a notch just for that. It's going down a notch
because they give you the option. You just didn't figure it out.
You didn't tell me either, Bradley.
Well, because I didn't do it.
Exactly.
You know how long, it took me like 5 minutes to get gold, so I was like, all right, no problem.
Yeah, no, don't act like I'm some fucking dope over here, all right? You didn't think of it either, Brad.
I know, but I wasn't complaining about it, was I, Micah?
No, because you love Donkey Kong. You love mashing down on his butt cheeks.
Yeah, I do. They're good. Those are good cheeks. All right.
The game made me uncomfortable throughout the whole thing, by the way, with those animations.
Made you uncomfortable?
Yeah, I mean, like, crap.
How did you get uncomfortable? I've seen the shit you're into.
I didn't say I was into it. All right, I'm not into that picture of Peach. I just have it in my possession. I'm not into it.
Saved on your hard drive. Call the cops. All right.
There's nothing illegal about a picture of Princess Peach. There's nothing illegal.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Gene, you reviewed the game. You finished it quite a while ago now, though, but you've 100%ed the game completely. You loved it. How are you feeling now that you're a couple weeks separated from it?
Yeah, it's still my game of the year. Decidedly, absolutely, 1,000%. I loved it so much. I've actually been completing so many games this year. Actually, Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is an insane game to complete.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, I can't believe I spent that much time playing the game.
I can't either, dude. It's crazy.
Mind's Eye, my review is actually up and it's pinned on my Twitter, but I got the platinum for that as well. And yeah, Donkey Kong Bananza is also, and Expedition 33. I completed the hell out of the game. I got every single, I'm already forgetting the names of the stupid
Pictos.
Pictos, yes. I got every single Pictos and blah, 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 Lumilium, French shit. I got all that shit because I love the game too. And I got everything in every single banana, all 1,000 bananas, Jesus. All 696 pieces of fossil. And the only thing I didn't get is like maxing out the gold counter, which I don't need to do anymore because there's no need for gold. There's nothing left for me to do in Donkey Kong Bananza, except I saw IGN's Logan Plant. He loves the game so much. He actually just did a 0 banana run.
Wow. That's cool.
Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff that this is like stuff that like Colin and then both Micah, like this is one thing I've noticed about them is that they don't really like options, in games too much sometimes.
That's true. Yeah.
Like Colin gets overwhelmed by Zelda or Elden Ring, and Micah gets overwhelmed by the ostrich and snake switch transformation.
I mean, I just didn't think about it. If a dude says I need $10,000 to cross the bridge, I'm like, I guess he needs $10,000, man. Like,
yeah. But it's that kind of stuff that excites me, that thrills me. You know, that to me that's like the best kind of game design. You know,
Sure.
But I get it. Like, you know, it didn't really signal anything, but I don't need a signal. You know, I'm the player of the game, so let me just figure it out myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I kind of approach games. And Donkey Kong Bonanza, getting all 1,000 bananas was just like doing that over and over again with every single challenge room. There's so many different ways to solve these challenges. You know, the worst challenge was trying to fill up the snow cone with the little sprinkles. Everything like that. I don't know if you
I
did
haven't
that,
done
Brad.
that one. No.
You haven't done that one?
No.
Oh, there's a couple of challenge rooms where there's sprinkles coming down, and you know the blue and red platforms that disappear as the other one appears or whatever like that. Yeah. So there's a slope where you need to manipulate that to turn it into a maze that will properly make the sprinkles go down and flow into the snow cone.
Oh, you know what? I do remember something like that. I don't remember if it was in the challenge room, but I remember those like colorful, like cube looking things like that. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if it's exactly that thing, but I do remember something like that.
That is a crazy challenge that had me stumped for like maybe like a good 45 minutes or whatever.
Oh, damn.
But then I realized like, oh, I can do it this way, and then I just did it, you know, and I felt stupid and rewarded at the same time. It's very Tears of the Kingdom like. Very Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, very Zelda a lot in this Donkey Kong. They're definitely taking notes from it, I suppose.
Absolutely. There's definitely some influence on like, oh, well, let the player figure it out their own way. And if they somehow land on that option, you can. Mm-hmm. So that's why like a zero banana run sounds really enticing, because you can conceivably do that. You can do that with getting no abilities whatsoever. No single power-ups. You're just relying on Donkey Kong's movement completely. And that's what makes these platformers so fun, is that, the main theme of Super Mario Brothers is called the athletic theme, you know, because platformers are ultimately like digital gymnastics, where you're trying to figure out how to like navigate and move with your available abilities. And it's just fun to be able to just kind of break the game and just kind of figure out, okay, well, it's like a fighting game with jumping, you know, where you're okay, let me jump. Let me do the fast roll. Let me do the double jump with the chunk, and then let me spin into that one, and then like boom, I've made it across like almost the entire stage. You know, so cool.
Yeah.
But going back to what Micah was saying about her criticism about the layers, I actually understand completely what she's saying. Though, I do think that the first half of the game's levels are just kind of more fun. And the Tempest layer and the Radiance layer, which are the elephant and snake layers, they're not my favorite layers either. Even in terms of vibes wise, they're both like caves and like cliffs and like story caves or whatever like that. So they're not as fun to like be in, nor are they as fun to, I don't know, just because elephant layer is just suck up everything, and then the snake layer is jump over and time stop, which is a move that I forgot a lot about, because then you just have so many moves by the end of the game that you actually kind of forget like what's in your toolkit, because Donkey Kong is like has more moves than like Kratos by the end of the game,
Yeah.
So I totally get some of the layer levels. I like the feast layer, which is such a random late game level to have, which is all about foods and burgers and grease. And the groove layer was kind of cool.
We'll talk more about the layers in general.
I want
to go through them. Okay. But just overall thoughts. Still your favorite game of the year?
Well, yeah, I totally get what Mike is saying. Like, I do think that the later layers aren't quite as exciting, and the game does, especially if you're not really into the Donkey Kong lore, the game does kind of stretch itself out at the end, where you just say, "Oh my god, when is this game going to end?" Like, I was happy about it because I was like, "Oh my god, I hope this game never ends. It just keeps going." But I can totally see the other side where it's like, "Oh my god, this game is just keep going. It was crazy," I did not expect Donkey Kong to just have this much gas in it.
Oh, dude, no, that's when, at that point is when I texted Brad and said, fucking Persona ass bullshit probably still isn't over. Because it's like,
Persona
good
does
Lord,
take forever to wrap
man,
up.
like,
Yeah, Persona does take forever to wrap up.
and I expect it out of a JRPG. I expect it. But I didn't expect it out of this.
Yeah, I hit you with the Pepe laugh, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
yeah,
that was about you, like, not being able to beat it or something. Yeah.
I was having a time.
Yeah,
I really was having a time.
Awesome.
That's when I said I'm so fucking salty right now.
Yeah, I know. You did it, though.
Did. Well, and then literally I was like, do I have to keep playing? Is there still more? Like, after I actually beat the final boss, I sent you a message. I was like, now they're telling me to do more shit. Can I stop? Can I leave now, please?
Just quickly for me, yeah, I loved this game. I thought it was delightful. I'm a big DK fan, so it was wonderful for me to see DK in 3D again. Had been so long since 1999. I think that was the last 3D Donkey Kong game we had, truly. And I'm not a huge fan of that game, so it was nice to get one I really liked. Really cool twist on Donkey Kong. Felt very different, but also paid some nice tributes to the past. But it definitely moved the Kong forward in my eyes, so I'm very happy about that. I'm curious about some of the other aspects we'll get into more. But yeah, Donkey Kong Bananza, really good time. You got a Switch 2? You should just buy this. Like, if you have a Switch 2, get it. It's the game to get, man. Yeah. Along with Mario Kart. Like, what are you doing?
I would still recommend it too. Like, I soften a bit, after being out of the frustration zone, and especially too hearing Gene say, yeah, Gene reminded me, I did like the feast layer. Like, I'm not saying the entire second half of the game I didn't like. I thought the feast layer was super fun, and it's kind of like carnival
so cool.
themed.
Yeah,
it's like and it's full of treasure. Like, you can dig like anywhere, and there's treasure. Like, they put like a shitload of treasure chests in that layer for some reason, and it's you're just digging around, and it's like endless treasure.
That
and
fucking
gold.
level was so hard to complete, man. Like, to get every single banana and fossil, it's so big,
It was so dense with stuff, but I did like that it was kind of like carnival themed, like the little roller coasters everywhere. So like I want to reiterate, it's like I didn't dislike the entire second half, but there was definitely there is a hard line after like the resort lair, where it's like up to that point it was pure fun, and then after that it was like I like most of this, but I'm starting to not have as much fun.
Yeah. Gene, let's talk story, man. I'm gonna start with you because Micah, I know you haven't played the other games. We'll get to you as well. But Gene, what'd you think about the setup for the game, and I guess the story overall, where it went? But let's start with the very beginning. DK setup, mining for bananas. Do you like this?
I think it's so funny that like Donkey Kong like wants these bananas because he's either in love with them or hungry for them, but then they're also like diamonds or energy fuel.
Yeah, they're like crack rocks for bananas or something.
So it's like, is he eating them? He's punching them, like
snorting them. Yeah.
These are the kind of questions that you don't really ask about Nintendo games or maybe video games in general, right? That's the kind of thing where it's like, just go with it, bro. Just get banana all the time, I thought it was cute. The setup is that this is the same Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong Country, basically, right?
Yep, it is.
And this is basically a Donkey Kong Gaiden, where it's a side quest where he decides to become a miner, a banana miner for a few years, basically.
Yeah, he left DK Isle.
Yeah. He left DK Isle. So that was an interesting surprise, and then to of course see Pauline, jump into his life, and he gets his own Pauline, basically. I don't know how deep we want to get into the story, but
we're gonna get deep as possible. We're spoiling shit.
I thought it was great. Void Kong, being sort of like a agonym of this game, right? Of Link to the Past, a pretty good villain. I like him a lot, dude. The Void Kong fights are the best. They're for me, they're my favorite fights in the game for sure. And maybe we can talk about that later.
Gene, let me read you this question.
Yeah.
Lunar Tier wrote in, greetings Congo Bongo Islanders. Who did it better, Zant or Void Kong?
Oh, man.
You thought it was a new villain, but it was me, Dio kind of day.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know, like the whole time you're thinking like, oh man, is Void Kong being like secretly mind controlled by K. Rool? Because K. Rool is like kind of a scientist too, right?
Yeah.
But no, I think Void Kong was way better than Zant because you know Zant, you know, I love Zant. I think he was a really fun character, and I love the way he just kind of, you know, goes off the rails towards the end. I guess spoilers for Twilight Princess. I don't want to talk about it too much, right? But Void Kong was really fun. He had his own agenda. He had his own company. It was really fun that his employees, Poppy Kong, did not expect. When I first saw Poppy Kong in the trailers, I was like, yeah, you know, she's hot, I guess, but whatever, right? But then, like, as I'm playing the game, I'm like, no, I get it now, you know, like her mouth movements, you know.
Oh Jesus,
she's doing that like Cirque du Soleil shit.
Yeah, Sexy Soleil, yeah. But just like looking at her mouth, though, I'm just like what that monkey mouth do, though? You know?
Oh no!
The Wubs wrote in. It said, "Hey punchers, now that the game has been out for a bit, are we satisfied with the amount of art that exists for Poppy Kong online? She did have the effect on gamerists that we thought she did. She had the effect on the game we thought she would. I'm not online as much as I used to be, so I don't know if there's been a Bowsette level Gooner craze for this cool chimp. No, not quite." Not Bowsette levels.
Yeah,
definitely not Bowsette level. Bowsette was a phenomenon, you know.
That was something. That was like I like, hand to God, I truly don't get like perverse things recommended to me on Twitter. It's like 90% dog videos and like cooking shit. Even I was inundated with Bowsette images, okay? Yeah. But I haven't seen nothing for Poppy Kong. And I would have expected that, yeah, but I have not.
I haven't seen anything from Poppy Kong either. I haven't sought it out. I definitely haven't looked at any Rule 34 like threads or whatever like that. I'm sure they exist, but I definitely haven't seen it.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm good at admiring the Poppy Kong that we get in the game. You know what that monkey mouth do with the banana. You know, deal.
Gina,
what was I talking about? The Void Company, great company.
Yeah.
Grumpy's cool too. Grumpy Kong, you know, they're all Kongs too, which is fun, you know.
There's a lot of Kongs. There's bad Kongs as well.
And see, this is a discrepancy I have because I think it's when you're getting the first ancient record and it says like requires multiple people to lift unless you're a Kong. And it's like because Kongs are strong enough to lift it, but I'm like, but Void Kong is like a fucking teeny little baby.
The strength is in his
mind.
So
I'm like, where? There's no way he would lift in that.
He would make something to lift it up.
It's in his mind's eye.
I just don't like. But then Diddy Kong is like, you're telling me Diddy could lift this? And Dixie?
He figured it out.
It's like, what does Kong mean?
Dude, Diddy Kong has a fucking jetpack and like pistols that shoot peanuts. He can figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if the title of Kong just automatically means that you're allowed to lift really heavy shit.
Yeah, I think Kong means just superhuman in general. Like, you're the mutants. Yeah, you're the mutants.
The rest of the monkeys are fucking stupid.
Yeah. If you watch Superman, and I'm not spoiling Superman, this is something they literally talk about in their opening scroll. But you know, in the new James Gunn Superman universe, the superheroes are called metahumans, right? So I think Kongs are like the meta Kongs, the meta monkeys of this world, where you just have special abilities. You know, Diddy and Void are just like incredibly smart, so they'll probably engineer some way to lift up these records, as opposed to, you know, our good old buddy Donkey or Grumpy just being able to lift it up. Poppy could probably lift it up. She looks strong, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, she looks fit. Yeah.
I did like, Gene, that this is a sequel to all the Donkey Kong Country games. And they reference that with Dixie and Diddy. I was kind of hoping they would be in the game a little bit more. They're really just in like that one racing layer section. I'm like, man, you can have fucking Diddy Kong at least for a little bit longer. Just give the Diddy Kong a little something more. I mean, I'm glad he was there, but maybe there's something a little more. It is cool they reference stuff like them having to rescue Donkey Kong and stuff like that, which is Dixie's Kong, or is Donkey Kong Country 2. So for me, I was like, oh, they're respecting the Kong timeline. And that opened up a whole other can of worms, Gene, because we're like, all right, well, Pauline's here. So this is a prequel to Odyssey, I guess, because she's younger. But Cranky Kong is Donkey Kong from the arcade game, and there's a Pauline in that. So Is that Pauline like this Pauline's granddaughter or something? I don't know. There's a whole lot of shit there that I have questions about, but Nintendo won't answer it, so it doesn't really matter.
I think
we need a flow chart.
Yeah.
Well, Pauline, our Pauline now mentions a grandmother, so I think that's the Pauline of Odyssey, you know, who was captured by Cranky, and I think my overall thesis is that, you know, this is all bullshit. So please, so please don't take this seriously, right? I think my overall thesis is that the Nintendo is moving towards canonizing Jumpman as not Mario. But then they also mentioned in another official material fairly recently that they call Jumpman Mario. So it's also very confusing.
Yeah,
but I do think that this Pauline and the Pauline of old, Grandma Pauline, I think Grandma Pauline or Pauline's grandmother, who is not named but is likely named Pauline, is the Pauline that Cranky Kong kidnapped back in the day.
So it's like, is Jumpman Mario's grandpa or something
Giuseppe,
like that?
Yeah.
This whole family is like, they're destined to fight Kongs forever, like the Belmonts with Dracula or something. It's just
yeah, maybe.
It's the continuity. That's what we're gonna call it.
Continuity. There we go, Micah.
Brad, this is your next video idea. You're gonna have to break down the timeline and how it all makes sense.
I'm sure there's multiple videos on that already.
But they're not you, Brad. They won't break it down the way you will.
That's true.
Yeah. But also, like, New Donk City is already named New Donk City, so like there's already a New York City style city that's named as a tribute to Donkey Kong. So it's like none of it makes any sense, you know?
Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah, it's just New Donk City. That's what it is. I mean, because New Donk City was being built in the original Donkey Kong of 1981. You know, That's what the construction was for. You know. And then we also see New Donk City for the first time ever as a fully built city in Donkey Kong 1994 for the Game Boy. You know,
which is also still the Cranky Kong as that DK.
That is also still Cranky Kong in there, which is crazy. So
where's Donkey Kong's dad then? Where is he at? Donkey Kong Jr., I guess? Is Donkey Kong Jr. from like Donkey Kong Country or Donkey Kong 2 and Mario Kart? He is Donkey Kong's dad, or is that our DK? Nintendo, answer me.
You're right, because I guess Cranky Kong. Well, do we know that Cranky Kong is Grandpa Kong? I forget.
Yeah.
So DK Jr. is basically just missing in the whole timeline. So maybe that's a future game, you know, where DK Jr. is the bad guy, you know, and Donkey Kong needs to fight his dad.
Maybe he's dead, dude.
Just like Alucard and Dracula, baby. You know?
Yeah. Wait, next game, fucking K. Rool confesses to killing Donkey Kong's dad. That'd be good shit.
Oh man, yeah, definitely, man. Well, considering how fucking bloodthirsty K. Rool is in general, not even just in this game. It's I wouldn't believe it. You know, he fucking in Donkey Kong Country 3. I totally forgot, but I replayed it. I totally forgot that in Donkey Kong Country 3, he just shoots Donkey Kong in the face with a shotgun to like taunt him. You know, that's fucking. That's next level hating, man, right there.
Yeah, he's a hater for sure, dude.
Yeah.
He's like he's a little more violent than even Bowser, I feel like.
Oh, dude, Bowser's like nothing. Bowser's like, oh, will you marry me? Okay, well, the New Donk City will be covered in my wedding proposals, and I'm going to make it look really pretty. And then, like, you know, spoilers for the ahead of the story, but K. Rool, like, literally kills, like, millions of people in this game. Like, Like there's an incident at the end of the game that's like worse than 10 9/11s. Like, it's insane, you know?
No, dude, I was watching that and I really was like, how many people just died? Or are we gonna be like, oh, don't worry, no one was downtown, they were all home?
Like Batman, every Arkham game. They're like, everyone's evacuated. Everyone's inside.
Like Arkham City. They evacuate them in like 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God. Or Colin and I always joke about the Spider-Man games where it's like, he'll have somebody on like a whip and like slam them into like a concrete pillar. And it's like, they're fine, don't worry. And it's like, that guy fucking died, okay? It's like, Peter, you killed that man.
He's dead,
like,
Peter.
It's some of those animations, I'm like, dude, that guy fucking died.
Yeah. But also, it's only millions of people in New Donk City, you know? They didn't have time to evacuate. K. Rool just showed up and he just like vaporized the whole place. It's crazy.
The lava was so sudden and so deep.
Yeah, really, really deep. It's like that's like everybody in like 3 floors up. It's like way worse than a tsunami, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, so I don't know. That was startling. And Pauline's just like, oh, all right, I'm gonna go home. It's like
Went home. It's gone.
Polly,
Dude.
Pauline's a COVID kid. She's not well anyway, so who
That's
cares?
true, yeah.
You know, she grew up in the time of COVID and during lockdown.
Yeah.
fucking iPad kids.
Exactly. Yeah, she doesn't care.
iPad
She doesn't care
brat.
about people.
She doesn't have empathy.
Gene, I liked that I always forget what it's called, but the banana thing in the middle. The whole point everyone's trying to get, which is just like the Donkey Kong version of the Triforce.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Banandium root.
The Bananium root, it like grants you a random wish randomly. It's like, was there
Yeah.
more lore on that I missed or something? Or is it just kind of like, yeah, that's it? Everyone's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the Mario universe, the Mario Donkey Kong universe now just has Triforce now too. It's
Bananium
its own
root.
Triforce.
Yeah.
Its own like Infinity Gauntlet type deal.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I did like, of course, King K. Rool showing up. I liked his backstory about him and the Kremlings going down below Earth and trying to get it, but just getting like caught. And for some reason, his belly is the only thing exposed,
dude,
which was very funny.
That was so funny, dude. It's the fact that it's his tummy just like sticking out. This fat fuck, you know, it's just got himself stuck in the center of the planet for the last 26 years, bro. Right? I didn't even finish Donkey Kong 64 at all. I only played it for like maybe an hour. So did you play Donkey Kong 64?
Yeah, when it came out, yeah.
Yeah, man. So that must be like crazy for you to see. Like the explanation is that his fat ass has been just like stuck down there, in there for the last 26 years since Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I was like, I don't get it, but whatever, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have you back, King K. Rool, because it has been a long ass time. Because like, you know, the villains in like the Country Returns, the little tiki masks are whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The guys in Tropical Freeze, I always forget they're called the little Viking guys, but they're
Viking
cooler.
guys, yeah.
They're cooler than the masks, but can't beat the K. Rool and Kremlings, dude. Hearing those sound effects, love that shit. God, dude. That was for me and G. Micah had no context for that, sadly.
I didn't have the sound on, so.
Yeah, oh my god, but my buddy Pat also played it. He never played a Donkey Kong game at all. So like all these references were like just like over his head, you know. The fact that every single enemy in the game that you've been fighting the whole time were actually like fossilized Kremlins, you know, that's incredible storytelling right there, man.
That is cool.
That's like from South Miyazaki level storytelling and foreshadowing right there, baby.
That's right, baby. Big dumb stupid idiot wrote in, "Hey Goombas, what an ending for Bonanza. King K. Rool making a return after 18 years absence to steal the plot. Get new edition of Gangplank Galleon and had a hard 3-phase boss fight is such a perfect way to bring back the classic villain with a K. What do you three think about the return of King K. Rool? Will we see the King of Rot team up with Bowser to take down Mario and DK in the inevitable sequel? I'll put Gangplank Galleon on repeat and listen." Now, Micah, me and Gene kind of talked about King K. Rool already. What was your reaction to King K. Rool? Do you know did you even know who he was? You probably knew him from Smash Brothers, I guess, or something. Or did you just recognize him?
Well, first of all, when all we could see was like his stomach sticking out, I took a screenshot because I was like, that looks like a boob. And I thought it was funny. So I took a screenshot of that. And then he appeared and I was like, oh, because I'd seen him before, but I had like no context for the history of this character. But I had seen him and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. This guy's just been in here. And then it dawned on me that I was like, oh shit, I'm going to have to like fight this guy.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'll say that I wasn't the most thrilled at his inclusion only because I was like, no, I didn't want to play anymore. I just won. I won. What are you doing? I do love, though, the alternate colors that they do at the end for Donkey Kong Bonanza. And it puts like the little neon, alligator face on it. And like that looks really fucking sick. Like that was really cool. I was like, all right. But no, I had no context really for him. So it wasn't a big like hype moment for me. Like, oh my God, somehow Palpatine returned. Like it wasn't like that or anything.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Did you like him though? His like, well, you didn't like fighting him, but his presence.
Yeah, no, I like him as a character. I like the design a lot. But no, I was incensed that I now had to deal with this asshole. But I like the character. I think his design's really cool.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's talk about the structure of the game. Unless you have any more thoughts about King K. Rool or anything, Gene. I don't know if you do, but I'm pretty satisfied talking about him. Anything else for you before I move on?
Yeah, I mean, the boss fights were so cool.
Yeah, they were great final fights.
Yeah, really challenging. Again, like especially the King of Rot version, very Elden Lord like,
Yes.
the cousin of Malenia, the goddess of Rot, which is crazy. His design was amazing. Even his original Bananza form in the first phase was really cool. And the fake credits coming back. That was an incredible reference, dude. I couldn't believe it, man. I immediately recognized what they were doing. I was like, oh man, like it's just been so long, but it was just so fun. All these little references and love to the original Donkey Kong Country experience and bringing the fight of K. Rool back. The King of Rot fight, he used all of his you have to use all of the different forms, in a special way. I think a lot of people forget that you can use the elephant form to suck up something and then throw something back at it, throw whatever you suck up back at him, so you can suck up the gold and make him weaker that way. But then also you can also use time stop with the snake and make navigating that whole like hellish like screen filling shit like easier to navigate and everything too. So much fun. Definitely I think the best final boss in a Nintendo platformer of all time.
Platform, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I would think so, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember Odyssey was cool too, but I don't think it was this cool.
Odyssey wasn't that cool, man. You got the fucking boxing hat or whatever, remember?
And then like hat. Maybe it's like
and then
whole
Bowser just bouncing around in his fucking wedding suit, and he's like, he's got and then I guess spoilers for Super Mario Odyssey, right? I don't know. Well, I won't talk about spoilers, but like I just don't think that fight was nearly as good. I actually thought the Odyssey fight was one of the lamer Mario fights, Mario Bowser fights. In a
really?
Yeah,
way better than Sunshine. I'll say that.
Better than Sunshine. Shit. Sunshine wasn't that good. Yeah, because he's just in a bathtub in Sunshine, right?
Yeah.
Micah's like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
I guess I'm talking about the whole final gauntlet with Bowser, I guess.
Oh yeah. That part was cool, right? But like, I just don't think that it's nearly as cool as like a fucking knockdown, drag out Knuckles fight with.
Yeah, King K. Rool's the coolest for sure.
I also like the Super Mario 3D Land fight with Bowser, where Bowser's basically chasing you. I think this is probably the best fight since the final fight in Yoshi's Island, the original one.
Oh, sure. For a platformer, yeah.
Yeah, story wise and hype wise, I think this is the best fight in a platformer. I still think that Tears of the Kingdom's Ganon fight is just like
it's better, yeah,
incredibly epic. It's crazy. Even in the face of how K. Rool was awesome, but K. Rool was aura forming so hard, dude. Like when he was on top of like City Hall and New Donk City, and he just like. A human city, I'll take it. He's just like, no, fuck it. I'm gonna fuck this place up, and he does. Yeah, it's incredible. He like, I love the fact that K. Rool has been stuck in that hole for 26 years, and the first thing he does is one punch knocks out the main villain of this game, and then locks in harder than any Nintendo villain has ever had, even more than Ganon, honestly. Like he was not gonna fucking let this shit go. It was glorious to see. I wanted him to win. I was like, no, dude, like, you deserve it, man. Like, I want you to beat Donkey Kong. I want to see Pauline cry. I want to see you win, bro. I'm kind of cheering for you.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the structure of the game. Very different from past Donkey Kong games, of course. Took inspiration from Mario Odyssey, obviously, with the bananas just being the version of moons. There's, 1,000, like you said, Gene, so there's plenty to do there. But the inclusion of the shrine kind of things, I always forget what they're called, in this challenge ruins or something. Did you guys enjoy these in the game? Do you wish they weren't there? Do you think it broke up the pace? Micah, what'd you think about them? The challenge runes.
Yeah, I liked that there was a mix of types. So the ones where you just had to like quickly defeat a couple enemies, and like they got progressively more difficult. Like maybe there's an obstacle between you and the enemies. You got to scale first or get around. So I liked the variety. Like sometimes you just have to beat some enemies. Sometimes it was more like a puzzle room of trying to find all 3 bananas in a certain space. Of which I have to say, I don't think I ever got all 3 bananas in any of those. I would always find 2. And I don't think I ever got all 3. And I would just be kind of going through it and just I don't fucking know where the 3rd banana is, but whatever. I like that you didn't have to complete it to get something. I like that they would give you your 2 bananas if you found 2 bananas and that was it. So I appreciated that in terms of like the difficulty of it, because it does break up the gameplay in a welcome way. But if you were required to like, you got to find all 3 to get all 3, like I would have been, I don't know, bored trying to figure it out or just skipping it. So I liked the variety of it, but yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it. Towards the end, I started to get like towards the end, I just started to feel like, oh my God, I don't want to do these anymore. Sure. And of course, it's your choice. It's your choice to do them. But then I'm like, I gotta check it out. So the compulsion started to bother me. That's all my fault. But
yeah. Gene, what did you think about them? Definitely taking pages from the last 2 Zelda games. Do you think it worked well here?
Mm-hmm. They not only take pages from the last 2 Zelda games, but they remind me all the way back to Super Mario Brothers 1, 1985, when you just go down a pipe, then there'll be a room full of coins or
I see. Yeah.
I look at these as
bonus
that
room
version of that, basically, where you go down a pipe or you climb up a beanstalk and there's like a challenge in the clouds or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I even look at the Zelda shrine rooms as kind of like an evolution of that as well. Although Zelda also, of course, has like little caves and everything like that too, right?
Yeah.
Even in the first one too. So Nintendo has always had this game design of, there's your world and there's your levels, but you just go out the beaten path and try this fun little challenge for a little bit. And I think the Donkey Kong Bananza shrines are just a nice evolution of that. These are my favorite shrines of all time, at least in recent memory for Nintendo.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, some of the shrines in even in Tears of the Kingdom, I thought Tears of the Kingdom had way better shrines than Breath of the Wild. And I think this one has way better shrines than Tears of the Kingdom. That compulsion that Micah was talking about, which kind of annoyed her, it never annoyed me. My compulsion never stopped. I was like, I need to check out every single one of these fucking things. I need to see what's behind every single one of them, and almost every single one, I was pleased with what was going on. It was fun. It was quick. It was challenging. They were puzzling sometimes. The part I really loved that was really helpful for me getting 1,000 bananas was that when you miss a banana and you leave the room, because there's usually 3 bananas there's always 3 bananas in each shrine, right?
Yeah.
The order in which the bananas are lit up will tell you which order that they will appear in the level. Mm-hmm. So if you're missing the first banana, then you're like, okay, well, let me just search this first area of the shrine to make sure to try to find that banana I missed or whatever, So that was always like a fun little clue to always make it engaging and always make me want to go back and narrow down the search for that last banana. But every single one was so fun. I love that a lot of these also gave you infinite Bananza, or would just keep you trapped in a certain Bananza form. So that way, like the snake form comes so late, right? And the snake form is definitely my least favorite. Absolutely. They kind of dropped the ball. It didn't have to be like a spring type enemy. What if it was like a slithering type of thing? A type of movement or whatever. They could have been a little bit more creative with that, but.
Yeah, I think
but these shrines give you an opportunity to try these powers out and just really understand how these powers work.
Yeah.
And then there's the post game levels where you get the Bananza rehearsals. Brad, did you do those?
I did like 2 of them, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were like the true test of this Bananzian form and stuff like that. So
exactly, yeah,
and they're pretty long too, which I liked.
They're very, very long, and they get really, really challenging towards the end. Dude, the elephant one is like definitely the most challenging, dude.
Yeah, there's like a secret one when you do all of them right there's like one final one.
Yes,
that's really crazy.
There is a final Bonanza rehearsal that is kind of like the darker side of the moon of this game. Although I think that this one was easier than Mario Odyssey's challenges for sure. Overall, but they're still pretty challenging. The elephant rehearsal, Bonanza rehearsal, was really fucking hard. It's still fucking hard, and it still takes you like many tries to figure out, because it's like you have a limited resources of shit that you sucked in, and then you need to be able to pass all these puzzles with just based on how much bullshit you sucked into your trunk, and like, you know, switching like elements and everything like that, and using those balls to navigate and move forward is crazy. But I really enjoyed it, and I love that the post game Bonanza rehearsals were basically like really long shrine puzzles. I couldn't get that. I couldn't get fucking enough of these puzzles. That's why this game is like an 11 out of 10 for me, really, because it's like, oh my god, even the stuff that I don't usually like, and I would still call it a 10/10, were just like amazing. Like I want more of them. I want DLC with more fucking shrine puzzles. It's crazy, you know. Yeah, and I never say that about Tears of the Kingdom, you know.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the special ones where it's like, oh, you have to be like in this form, because those are the ones that I started to skip depending on what it was. Like when I come across a snake one, I'm like, I'm just not doing that one, because I just don't like the snake. I don't want to do it. Yeah, and it's like other ones I would be like, all right, yeah, I'll do that. But it's like I did get to a point where I was just like, no. I hate snake guy. I don't want to do that one. Like the zebra ones I liked, because those were primarily had you like, you're just zipping around, and you gotta, because the ground on you breaks as you go, you gotta kind of plan your course. Like I liked those puzzles.
Those are cool.
The snake ones, I was just like, I don't want to do it.
The snake one is annoying because you always have to kind of stop the game. You always have to hold down the jump button to jump, and like that kind of like ruins like the flow state of a platformer, kind of, you know. I totally get that.
I like to say, because it's a callback to Donkey Kong Country 2 with what's his name? Rattler, I think was
Rattler the snake
name.
Yeah. So I totally get that. Like I understand what they were doing with the snake form, you know.
Yeah. I'm not saying it was the best one, but yeah, I was like, oh, that's neat for me.
Yeah. No, it was cool.
Boomer fan,
it was fine. The just after a while, I was like, you know, they could have done a little bit more with Snake, but you know. I do love the Snake challenge. I don't know if you guys played this, but like, you know, this wall is like moving up, and you have to blow a hole in the wall, and then you use time stop to make sure that the wall doesn't move too fast, because the hole in the wall at the top is going to be your way forward. But you have to climb up this fast moving wall using time stop and following this hole that you made in the wall to climb up it and navigate towards it. They really made some interesting challenges and really fun challenges out of even some special moves that I didn't really like, which is the same form. So
yeah. I did like the challenge rooms overall. I think they're pretty good. I don't think they're better than Zelda Shrines for me personally, but I think they were fun because they do what I want them to do, and like kind of make you think outside the box and present more challenging things, and really focus in on a couple like abilities per one. I think that's really fun, and I love all that kind of shit. I'm trying to think. It's like,
my favorite ones were the Smash the Building ones.
Yeah, those ones are fun. Those are really good ones, actually. I think those are really good. Yeah, you're right. Like, there's one later on where you have to use like multiple forms to get it done in the amount of time. I'm like, that's cool. Those are like fun little challenges. I love shit like that. I wish there was kind of more stuff like that in like the main quest or whatever, how you want to say, because there was, but not. There's less platform in this game than I expected, I should say.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, it's Donkey Kong Country kind of game like that, but they're like, no, well, there is platforming still. They're like, we're going to focus on kind of some other stuff, so it's not as important, and that works well for like some people. Like Micah appreciated that fact because she's not a platforming fan. But for me, I was like, oh, I just could have used a little more from them. But I think about these shrine things, like Nintendo has done this with Zelda, now Donkey Kong. I wonder if you think they'll do it with Mario.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, think they'll keep doing this.
This is the formula, you know.
Yeah,
that's the one criticism I had, is that like, oh, it's formulaic, you know. You're relying on the tried and true formula. So.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I want all three of these franchises having the same kind of.
I totally get it. Yeah.
But
I think they're going to do it, but I would love if Mario figures out another way to do it that isn't so transparently, hey, this is a shrine room.
Yeah, like their own. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like DK had their own kind of like spin on it, of course, but I hope it feels a little more different, like you were saying. But overall, I'm really happy they were in the game. That shit's good. Love it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Pauline. What do you guys think of Pauline? Micah, let's start with you.
She's fine. I don't want to say too much. I mean, it's like, I will say that from the moment it was revealed that she was in it, I was like, oh, because I just didn't. I was like, I don't want a little buddy talking to me. Yeah, I do. What about it? I just like from the moment it was revealed that we're like, oh, she's like, you're gonna be your little buddy, and I was like, fuck, she's gonna like talk the whole time. She didn't talk a lot. But the problem is that as I started to get annoyed with her, I was like, just shut up, Pauline, stop singing. I don't want to hear you singing anymore. I'm going to admit that there was a point I was like, I'm either going to turn off the sound or I'm going to skip doing these little shrine rooms because I'm sick of hearing her fucking singing, and I turned off the sound.
You mean singing to open it? Like the shrine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I was getting so sick of it every single... Because there's so many. The thing is, it's not like there's 3 of them in the whole stage. It's like you're finding like 15 of these things, like one after another, like bang, 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 bang. And it's like, I was getting so sick of it. And I was just like, all right, podcast time.
I do wish that she had some other, like, you know, little motifs to sing.
Like 3 of them.
I could have used another tune for sure.
Yeah, like cycle through a couple. It's
3 tunes. Yeah,
it's what happened to me in Lunar Remastered, and I haven't gone back to it yet. But when you heal in that game, she sings a song, and it was driving me up the fucking wall. And I really was like, okay, well, I can either play this with no sound or play this and try to go like a no healing run, right? And I was like, this is driving me nuts. And I can't believe anyone, that game's egregious. Like, I can't believe anyone played this and said, yeah, this is fine. No one's going to get sick of that. No one will get sick of that every fucking turn for the whole game. And I'm not saying Pauline's that bad, but I was just like, I have to also say too, from the like trailer, I was like, I hate the story trope of, oh, I'm a really good singer, but I don't want to, I'm afraid. I hate it. I hated it when I was a kid, like High School Musical. I'm like, just fucking sing the song and just shut up bitch. About it.
Yeah.
Like, you can sing. Stop acting like you can't sing. The rest of us sound like snarling cats out here. I'm one of those fucks, okay? So like, just fucking sing your stupid little song and stop being coy about it. So from the moment that was revealed of like, is that a microphone? I was like, shove it up your ass, Pauline. Like, I don't want to deal with this.
Jeez.
So I had beef with Pauline from the start. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Yeah, she kind of grew on me a little bit, and then I started to get annoyed with her, and then we had like a thing going there. So overall, I guess I kind of like Pauline.
Yeah, how do you, like, now that it's over, you know, you've gone through the trials and tribulations with Pauline, you're more positive on her now, at least?
I would replace her with Diddy Kong in a heartbeat if you have to have a little buddy for this platformer. Yeah. If they feel like you simply must have a little buddy, I would have been like, get rid of her.
I think a little buddy is smart for a lot of Nintendo games because the characters don't talk necessarily. So it's good for them to kind of fill that role. But it's like, would I have preferred DK or Diddy Kong? Yeah, but he's not going to really talk.
Yeah, because
like,
even...
it's like, can't have that the whole time.
No, like, we talked about her little like bedtime, you know, things where like you're set up the little getaway zone and she'll tell you some stupid little anecdote and it's like, oh, that was cute. That was charming. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. You could have just left it out and just let me save and sleep.
Yeah, at least you could.
Would have been A-okay if it wasn't there.
Which is pretty cool. DK could just be like, I don't give a shit, and just goes to sleep. Love it.
But I wanted to know what she said. See, that's where the compulsion comes in. So I'm like, well, what the hell? What is she saying?
Revelations.
I gotta know.
Yeah. King K. Rool killed my mom. Yeah, need that kind of lore. Gene, what'd you think of Pauline?
I love Pauline. I thought she was great. You know, it's a Donkey Kong game, so you know it's gonna be really tropey character motivations, like her learning to sing, and you know she comes from a family of singers. They were just like, well, wouldn't it be fun if she sang and Donkey Kong turned it into some other form, and that's exactly what happened. You know, just really simple, stupid ideas that they execute very nicely, and they meld into their classic formulas of, you know, well, Mario will turn into this, and now he has these powers. Well, now Donkey Kong can turn into this, and he has these powers. So it really is again an extension of original Super Mario Brothers ethos of of just becoming something else and gaining new powers for a little bit and using those powers to navigate certain challenges or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like Pauline as a character. She's adorable. She's cool. I love her little outfits. And I think we talked about this on Punching Up, or the regular Punching Up episodes. But like it'd be nice if Donkey Kong had the same kind of fashion sense or flair that
more
Pauline
than just
had.
a tie and pants. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because all you get is a tie and the pants, and it's like it'd be cool if the tie was also like a shirt or something, and
Yeah.
Like imagine like how swag he would be like in like a trench coat or whatever, Like
give him
I'm thinking of a Donkey Kong being like
a cowboy hat. Yeah.
Yeah, the Donkey Kong, like a little fedora hat. He just becomes a fucking Reddit user,
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, but like like a trench coat or a cape or whatever like that, and like the way his movements are, like the way he's fucking spinning around and somersaulting around, like it'd be so cool to see him like flying around with a cape or whatever,
Yeah.
Those somersault animations are cool because if you pause and you zoom in the photo mode, you can actually see that Donkey Kong is protecting Pauline to make sure that her fucking face and head doesn't slam into the fucking concrete every single time, So like they really went into great detail into making sure that like the way Pauline interacts, like on the back of Donkey Kong is cool and detailed and fun. Yeah, I thought she was a great character. Really cute, really sassy. I don't know. I love the bedtime dialogue that you have too. Really good world building and character building too. And yeah, I thought that she didn't talk that much. I thought she might be an annoying Navi like character or God forbid Fi, right, from Skyward Sword. These characters that just wouldn't shut the fuck up, but Pauline actually doesn't do that at all. And I made the joke that fucking Doll Man in Death Stranding 2 is way worse than Pauline. I'm just like, fucking Doll Man, shut up. I know what I have to do. I know I have to shoot. I see the monster that I have to shoot. You don't have to fucking tell me. Pauline doesn't do that at all. Sometimes I was like, Pauline, I need some help here. I don't understand how to beat this boss. There was a couple of bosses towards the end where I was like, Pauline, I don't know what to do with this bluster bird or whatever like that during the Tempest layer. That part was kind of annoying, Micah. Right? When you have to when you have to chase down this bird and you have to fight the boss like 3-4 times or whatever like that. That part was a little annoying. I was like, okay, maybe we didn't need to fight this bird like another time or whatever like that too.
Yeah, that was annoying just because it's like it's not like they made each fight with it super interesting
or new. Yeah,
it was just like it was just like it's a little more difficult this time. It's like, well, all right.
It's the demise. Fight
it was just a little too much. Maybe it could have used one less fight or whatever like that. But yeah, once you figure out, you're just throwing shit on his like little cloud wings to sink him, and it's like, and once I figured that out, I was like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, otherwise, I thought Pauline was great. Looking forward to seeing more Pauline and Donkey Kong adventures in the future. I thought, and the fact that, I saw people say like, oh, well, women aren't named the same things in their family. I'm like, who fucking said that? Like what rule is that like mothers don't have juniors as well? Like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like someone being named after the grandmother wouldn't be a big shock to me.
No,
I'd be like, well, that's fucking weird.
No, that happens all the time. Okay. What are you talking about? Like, that's why, like, when I see comments like that, I'm like, do you like even know people? Like, I don't.
No, like, they don't.
Like, yeah, like, how many people do you actually know in your life that you think that, oh, well, it's only men that do junior or whatever like that? Like, oh man, come on,
man. For me, I actually liked Pauline quite a bit. She was far less annoying than many side characters I've encountered in video games, like Atreus and shit like that, where just fucking tell you everything immediately. You don't need a chance to think.
That's why Ragnarok sucked, man, because you got Mimir and Atreus fucking nagging your ass the whole time.
Yeah, just constantly.
I didn't finish it, dude.
Brother,
I didn't finish that game.
Yeah. Brother, you're on fire. Dad, you gotta hit this. I'm like, shut the fuck up, both of you. Oh my fucking god.
Little brat, yeah. But yeah, she didn't talk as much as I was worried about. That sounds really funny when you say that. Just as a woman.
I mean, she's a 13-year-old girl. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, 13-year-old girls are often chatty, so yeah, I understand that. But she was good for the most part. I liked her dynamic with DK. Kind of started out rough where DK didn't seem to really like her that much. The whole thing with Odd Rock was strange. I'm like, what was the point of Odd Rock, I guess? Because it was so short.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, okay, that's the surprise as Pauline. But we already knew as Pauline before the game even came out.
Right. I'm a little... That surprised me that they revealed it, only because it is like she doesn't stay as Odd Rock for very long, but we know it's going to happen. So it's like it's not some big surprise in the game because we already knew she was coming. And so that was that. And it's like, I don't know, they didn't want you to be stuck with a rock for half the game. It doesn't have a lot of personality, but it was kind of weird to even do it at all. Like, I don't know, you could have just rescued her, and now we're pals.
It is a little weird, yeah. It's like they made that for the trailer moment, you know, and it's like, why though, you know?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Bananza forums. Let me read this from Aaron Chum real quick. Hey, Nintendo dorks, beat the game a few days ago, and it's great, really great. All the Bananzas look like absolute dog shit compared to normal DK though, and it's a shame that the outfits you picked out don't carry over to Bananza forms. Found myself using Bananzas as little as possible, and I honestly think the game would have been better without the Bananza gimmick. What do you think, Gene? You think the game would have been better without the Bananza forms?
No, not at all. I think the Bananza forms are great. I agree that they look fucking ugly. You know.
Yeah.
I agree that they look fucking horrifying. Even Kong Bananza, the original one, like that looks fucking like the banana ears and the hair that's coming out of it. He looks like he's got fucking gonorrhea on his fucking head or whatever. You know, banana gonorrhea. You know. A zebra form is horrifying. You know. Like just this buff zebra on hind legs. What's the third form? Ostrich form is fucking terrifying. You know, like his big old bulbous butt and everything like that. And he's super buff with his fucking wings.
Yeah.
Elephant form like probably looks like the most normal. You know, because he's just a big buff elephant. And snake form is also a nightmare. So it's like even the fucking Kong elders, dude, like they look fucking terrible, dude.
Horrifying.
I did not like them. I really, each one, I was like, I was hoping they all look cute stoned. Little old animals.
Yeah. They're like stoner burnouts. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, they do look. Yeah, they look like stoner burnouts, like old, like 50-year-old, like me and Colin in like 10 years, basically.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally, just burned out like Kong dudes who are just fucking like their eyes are barely open, you know, and they're barely like sentient, and they look like they look like stoned eldritch horrors, you know.
Yeah, they're fucked up, dude.
So yeah, no, I totally agree that these fucking forms are fucking ugly as fuck. So I don't know what I wish they kind of like were like, let's step back, but you know,
made them a little cuter, like the animal buddies in the past games or something.
Right? Yeah, because Zebra Kong is basically like Rambi, right? Like taking the form of Rambi, but like Rambi is like cute, and it's like
you see Rambi, they're cute, dude. I love Rambis.
Yeah, so I totally get it. Like maybe the concept of Kong forms are bad, right? Because like maybe we could have just had like our animal buddies like take the maybe Donkey Kong is fucking fly right on the ostrich as opposed to becoming a fucking roided out fucking ostrich, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even like, so one thing for me is because it's thinking of some of these power ups, like. You could have just chosen animals that look a little more normal to be buff. For example, if you've ever seen that muscular kangaroo image, it's like that could have been your bouncing instead of a snake. You know, he could have been a buff kangaroo and it would have been a little less weird than a super buff snake with arms. And it's like, we could have been a buff kangaroo and those bounce, right? It's just one of those things of like, maybe if we chosen instead of being a super fast like zebra, maybe he was just like a buff rhino instead, and that runs fast. Like it's just, because part of it for me is the colors. Like I don't know why the Kong Bananza he's gray instead of like tan, you know, for his skin. It's like I just don't like it. I just don't like that he turns gray and red and black, basically.
It's gross.
Dude. It just looks weird.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally with you, man. It looks so gross.
Bananza racist.
Like the color, because like the snake design, I'll give it props for the colors. I like the green and yellow.
Yes.
And I think that looks pretty cool in terms of like that.
Snake. Yeah, you're right. That snake form is like the best colored one. That's crazy.
Yeah, because even the ostrich, he's also like kind of gray and purple.
It's horrible.
Like, I don't know why they went to gray for the skin. It's weird.
And then zebra is like already gray in and of itself, and then and the elephant is also gray too. That's right. Holy shit, man! There's so much grayscale on these fucking Kong forms, except for the snake form.
Yeah, all the Bonanza forms are like gray color. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Damn. What was your guys' favorite Bonanza form?
Just the standard Kong Bonanza is the one I use like the most, like the charge punch and everything.
Shit out of everything is so good.
Yeah, like in the feast lair, for example, noting that there is just like a metric like fuck ton of treasure chests, and I was just Kong Bonanza, just punching the shit out of everything, and that was fun. That's probably the one I used the most, aside from like, oh, I gotta fly over and get something, but like that's the one I clicked on the most.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Gene?
Elephant.
Elephant. Okay.
Yeah, because it is basically like being Kong Kirby. You know?
Yeah, it is Kong Kirby. You're right.
And elephant form was the best way I could make money. You know, because towards the end, the reason the way I got everything in the game is I bought the maps. Yeah, because I started there looking up a guide, just playing the game for fucking hundreds of hours. I was like, no, like the option to just buy maps to find everything is there. And if you turn the game to assist mode, the entire your HUD, your heads up display in game without pausing, it'll show up the locations of everything on the map right there.
Oh, what? Really? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So all you need to do is just move toward the icon on your map, and there'll be like fucking like dozens of shit on your map. Which is like you're just a kid in a candy store. You're just like, okay, well, let me go here, let me go here, let me go here. Like that's why like it's insane. Like, and I see other people comment on this. Like, it's insane that Colin doesn't want to play Donkey Kong Bonanza because like this is like the most game tailored to his autism. You know, in terms of like checklist games and like collecting everything. Like this is a great game where if you just turn on assist mode doesn't even make the game like that much harder. It just helps you find shit better, right? And then
no
if you
trophy,
do that,
though.
then the game turns into like the ultimate checklist game, you know. And it was so satisfying to just clear out the map. Again, the feast layer, it looked like fucking Assassin's Creed Unity in terms of all the shit that it had. And it was just so satisfying to just clear that up. And then I go on the top of the fucking burger. I'm just like, damn, I fucking cleared all that shit. Hell yeah, you
know. Let's talk about the destruction mechanic in this game. I think that's one of the things that separates this game from other platformers in the space quite a bit. You can just pretty much destroy everything. Mostly, you know, some stuff you can't break because they prevent the level from falling apart or you kind of falling through the world, which I think is fine. But Micah, did you enjoy being able to just fuck everything up and dig your way, get some banana coins and stuff?
Yeah, for the most part, I thought it was great to be able to just be like, I wonder if there's anything underneath here and just start digging down like it's Minecraft. It scratched that itch because like my favorite way to play Minecraft is to just start digging and just start digging downwards and see if you hit one of those caves or like a mine that already exists and then you struck gold. So I liked that aspect of it and being able to just be free to just be like, I'm just going to punch this wall and see what's behind it. That feeling of like, maybe I'm about to hit a treasure chest and I don't know. Like, I will say though that it was the main time that the camera became an issue because sometimes you'd start digging down and the camera would like return to the surface. And then I'm like finagling to trying to get the camera back on Donkey Kong instead of just seeing like the silhouette of him. It's like, no, like just I'm down there. And I want to see what's around me. And that was like the only issue I kept running into was that if I was like digging down into something and the camera would just be like stuck on top. And it's like, well, I want to see that, not just like a silhouette of me. But it was fun overall to have that freedom to just go punching shit. Even I was like, I'm gonna punch stuff in this store. And it let me destroy stuff there too. I was like, oh, I didn't think it would let me do that. And then I felt bad.
Punch these cute little rock boys and watch them explode.
They just come back.
Yeah,
that was a cute thing because if you did destroy something, Pauline would be like, "Sorry," and it's like, no, don't apologize.
Fuck them. Gene, when I saw this destruction and like digging aspect of the game, I was like, the Zelda team's definitely looking at this and implement something like this in the next Zelda game. I can smell it.
Man, yeah.
they're going to be all about that. They're so all about like physics and shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
being able to let you do stuff. But what did you think about the destruction and digging and all that kind of stuff?
It's my favorite thing about the game. It's the reason why the game is 11 out of 10. Look, I have been bitching and moaning about the lack of terrain deformation in the modern era of gaming. Incredible Hulk destruction, Red Faction Guerrilla, of course, Battlefield being the most prominent game. To do that, and for some reason during the PS4 generation, we just stopped doing that, and we're just like, no, it's just weapon decals, bullet decals on the wall, and that's it, and maybe some particle effects, but no real meaningful deformation. And Spider-Man 2 tried to do that. Insomniac game Spider-Man 2 tried to do that. They during the Insomniac leaks, and I could talk about this because the game is already out. They had battles where Venom was punching Peter Parker or one of the Spider-Men through buildings, and the buildings would just like the walls would just fall apart, and then all of a sudden you're like in this internal area and you're fighting inside the building, and you're trying to get Venom fucking out of the building, and just shit is falling apart. And they couldn't do that, sadly. I really wish they could, but I don't know what happened there, where it was just too limitless. They can figure out a way to make a game out of it, and so that's why it's really, really nice to see Donkey Kong Bonanza just make a game out of it, and because it's concerned about being a video game as opposed to being a Spider-Man movie, and that's the thing about Battlefield 6 too, man. Like, I'm super fucking excited for Battlefield 6 because it's like, I still see people complaining like, oh man, it's so janky the way the characters are on the back of the tank. I was like, you need fucking jank like this to make interesting gameplay, you know? Like,
if it's in service of the gameplay, I don't really care that much.
Exactly. Not everything is going to be The Last of Us where it's like, oh my god, there's zero clipping on when Ellie fucking wears her t-shirt or whatever like that. Like, who fucking cares? How does the fucking gameplay, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why an industry full of people who play games aren't focused on making the gameplay the priority,
Right.
Like, I keep saying, like, yeah, gameplay over story, but like, moreover, like, I just don't understand why people aren't encouraging more interesting gameplay mechanics. And Donkey Kong Bonanza did that, and that Battlefield 6 is about to do that soon, So I think it's my favorite part of the game. It's the most revolutionary part of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is the most creative aspect of the game.
For sure.
It helps it stand out, so it's great.
Yeah, you mentioned physics. That's one, like, disappointment is that, like, it's very voxel based, like Minecraft again, right? So the next step would be try to figure out the physics, and maybe Zelda will do that, because Zelda was very, very physics based, right?
Yeah. So, I guess that's the only thing, is just trying to worry about the level falling apart or whatever. You don't want to give players too much power where they can't progress, I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. I don't know. But it is interesting, and I would like to see more exploration with that. I gotta quickly go ahead.
I would love a Spider-Man game where it's like, oh, you got to be Venom before he destroys this city block.
That'd be cool.
And if you fail, then it's like, oh, well, you're shit out of luck. The rest of New York the rest of your game is just gonna look like this, like Death Stranding.
Yeah, too bad, bitch.
Yeah, too bad, bitch. You failed, so now 4 buildings in New York City are gone. You know, I think that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know how that'll be possible, but
they could always just invent some like dumb fucking power, like, oh, you got this this ring and it can rewind time or something like that.
Yeah. Peter's got the Infinity Gauntlet or whatever, or one of the Infinity Stones, and just rewinds time or whatever like that. Or that was the promise of Crackdown 3. Remember?
Yeah. I remember Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3.
Power of the Cloud. Yes, I remember that.
The power of the cloud was gonna power the destruction terrain deformation, and it just didn't happen in the final game. Yeah. And again, I'm a huge booster of Crackdown 3. I think Crackdown 3 fucking rules, but it was definitely not what they showed us. Fucking Xbox, dude. You see Xbox just cancel another game.
I did, yeah. The Avalanche game.
Yeah, Chrome Hound or whatever.
I actually forgot all about that game.
Dude, I've forgotten all about that game too.
They didn't even have to tell us it was canceled,
That's true.
We wouldn't have noticed.
Contraband, yeah.
Yeah, didn't even know it existed. What the fuck? The Xbox is just making up games to cancel now. That's what's going on.
Let me quickly go back to the forms. I was really hoping there was going to be like an aquatic form, I found it very strange that there was no like water section in a Donkey Kong game. I know Donkey Kong Country Returns HD doesn't have one, but every other Donkey Kong games kind of had water levels, and they're kind of like a famous part of them. And I know most people don't like water levels, but I think they are important, and I do like them a lot. And I was kind of hoping it would show up here, but alas, I don't get them in my Nintendo games anymore. They don't let characters swim. Like, they don't let Link swim in any of the games. It's like, nah, fuck you. It's like, all right, cool, thanks, Nintendo. So
yeah, that sucks. Especially since Mario Odyssey did water levels really good.
They did, yeah. They had a couple water levels, yeah.
And so did Astrobot. You know, that's one thing Astrobot has over this game is that you know, like Astrobot is really, really simple and boring. I love Astrobot. I think, and it had different priorities. Way more of a platforming game than this game was, right? But like, man, Astrobot's like water level was beautiful and amazing. And dude, they just didn't focus on water levels for this one. But yeah, it'd be nice to have a swordfish form, you know, just have a buff swordfish. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Just the thing,
horrify Micah even more, you know.
I would say though, Brad, like probably ideas for the next game. Like, oh, we'll do some penguin shit,
dude,
or like a killer whale or
that's what
something. I don't know, but
for, Zelda, I thought that I was like, oh, Tears of the Kingdom, you'll be able to swim. No.
Well, I mean, in Bonanza, because I'll say like where there was water, it was really pretty.
It was.
So it was like really pretty and it looked nice. Water. So it's not like they didn't put any thought into the water that was there. Like it looked pretty, it looked great. So I would give some hope that like the next one, should there be another one of these games, that then you'll get your water and there'll be probably be like a bunch of water levels and shit, because it'll be like one of the power-ups.
Well, don't go overboard, guys, but yeah, get a little variety in there.
This is what you wanted, Brad. This is what you asked for.
I don't want Waterworld, okay?
You wanted Donkey Kong goes to the water park. That's what you said.
Oh, that'd actually be a really cool world. Water park? Yeah.
Dude, I'd
take that.
That'd be fun.
Well, the resort layer was awesome, right? Like
that's my favorite.
It's kind of the best layer where it's just like, oh man, you're grabbing these little like colorful rainbow things, and
that was like,
it's
awesome.
boosting you up as a fucking jetpack, dude. Like that. Like you're right, Micah, and that is like peak like 3D platform, like playful area, right? Like I totally get why everything after Resort Layer felt like a downgrade, because like Resort Layer was so fun, so nice to be in. The water was so great. It has all these interesting, cool mechanics, and it's so like open and free. You know, it was beautiful. And the music was like the music in this game is crazy. The music in the Resort Layer sounds like fucking Animal Crossing, man.
Yeah.
And the Tempest Layer sounds like a fucking Goron song. It's like Goose there all of a sudden, like womp 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 womp. I'm like, dude, this is like trying to be every Nintendo game at the same time right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the layers, I guess. Besides the resort layer, which we all adore, what were some of your favorites, Micah?
Well, we mentioned the feast layer. And part of why I liked it, though, this will sound weird, part of why I liked it is because it triggered my fear of heights. There's a section where you have to go through these like swings, basically. There's these like swinging platforms you have to jump across. And it was freaking me out, dude. But like I always use that as like a hallmark of a well-designed game. So I'm like, it's working. The perspective and everything, and like it's working, because I was freaking out and like my hands are getting sweaty, and that happens in only certain games where they get it just right, of like, yeah, it really does. My brain's like, I'm up really high right now. I can feel it, and that one too, just there was treasure everywhere. I mean, just going back to like the top layers, just like the lagoon layer, just pretty. Tropical.
Yeah.
I just liked those bright sunny spaces the best, and I appreciate that there was variety. Like I appreciate that the Tempest layer existed, but I did not like being in it, because it just felt so doom and gloom. Like Gene's right, the music and everything, going from the lagoon layer and then going like to that, because even the like what's it called? Like the trash layer, the refuse layer? I can't remember. Even like the garbage dump layer was like kind of fun. Yeah, like that was still, it was kind of like dark, but it was like, that was fun, because you're just kind of banging around and looking for shit. But yeah, and I did like the kind of like in the snake lair, the little puzzles of like you have to grab the cube of light and it slowly dissolves and you got to do shit with it. I liked those enemies. They had to like lure into the light to kill them. I did like a lot of that stuff. I just ended up not liking the snake power up, but I liked the Radiance lair like overall.
Yeah. Gene, what were some of your favorite layers?
I do. Again, I really like the earlier levels. Lagoon Lair was beautiful. What a perfect first level, right?
Yeah, great first level.
Yeah. Hilltop Lair, the next one was really, really fun because it's just like a big fucking piece of land that you just have to fucking punch through. So it was a great like introduction to like, okay, well now you understand the game's mechanics, you understand the game structure. You don't have to find these bananas. This is an objective based game. And then now the next layer, that's the Lagoon Layer, is really training you on like how to pass these levels. And the Hilltop Layer was like, okay, well now maybe you can have a little fun with the whole like ground destruction mechanic, and let you go crazy on there. I think the Forest Layer and the Snow Layers weren't as great. The Ostrich levels, they were okay, but swampy and foresty is like whatever, not that inspired. And then they kind of go crazy later on. Oh, I do like the junction parts. I thought that was interesting. That the fact that you get like
you get to pick which one to go to.
Yeah, you get like an intersection to choose between where to go. My favorite thing about the levels though is the fact that you have to revisit them because Void Kong is back in there.
Yeah.
And I love having the boss fight with Void Kong in these outside these layers. I'm like, oh shit, the whole layer is a boss battleground. I think that's so innovative. That's so sick. Very, very immersive, and they really it felt fun. It felt he was like going on top of buildings, and then like as your monkey, as your King Kong, you're climbing these buildings to punch the bad guy at the top.
Yeah.
Very, very classic Donkey Kong, King Kong type gameplay. Except in reverse, where you're the good guy and you're trying to punch out the bad guy at the top of the building. And you can just like rip off like parts of the walls and grounds and just throw them at Void Kong. So cool.
Yeah.
I like the Groove Layer too. I thought that was really interesting, and that layer also has like more side quests. In terms of like, you can power up their speaker again, and like there's performers at the bottom of that level that you have to like rescue, and then it turns into like this whole like speaker level where you can just play music. You can play whatever music you want. I also collected every single fucking record in this game too, so I have every single like there's like 100 some vinyl records that you can collect. I collected all that shit, so I can play any song I want in the Groove Layer. What else was there? Feast Layer, we already talked about a bunch. I love the way that Feast Layer is. There's so much shit in it, but then also if you just want to get through the level, you can just get through it. Just collect 3 things and just fly through it, right? You don't have to dilly-dally too much in this massive late game level. And then the last levels were crazy, right before the Planet Core, the one where Micah had to pay all the money. A lot of people had to pay the money. I'm not just Micah. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that was like an obvious solution, but yeah.
I Googled it. I Googled like farming money for that level. None of the guides said, oh, just fly past it. Every guide I looked at all said, go find money. Like none of them said, oh, actually, you can just fly there. Like even, it's like I'm looking at the fucking Polygon guide and it's like, go to this layer to get more money. It's like, all right.
Yeah, because you were listening to games journalists, Micah. That's the problem. You weren't listening to the real
Bradley.
games journalists. Me and Bradley. Yeah, Bradley's also another fucking games journalist too. So
what? It didn't take me long to get the money. It was easy.
It is easy to get the money.
Shaking down people like a mafioso. All right, I'm a nice lady.
I was just sucking up gold. That was it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, those last levels were cool. Very Elden Ring like. It's so scary and creepy and awesome. The fact that the Planet Core already has a statue of K. Rool erected in it was just hilarious. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Everything, most of the layers were really, really cool. So.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I like the earlier layers more so overall, just aesthetically. Like I like the canyon layer a lot too. I thought that was cool.
Oh, the canyon layer was awesome. Yeah,
especially because it had the minecart stuff in it.
Yeah, definitely needed a minecart level.
Yeah, I was surprised there was no like jungle layer. The closest we had, I guess, was the forest, but I was like, oh, no jungle layer.
Yeah.
Seems obvious, but maybe they're holding on to that. Seems like a deliberate choice not to do it, I suppose.
Probably because if they ever go back to DK Isle, it's going to be mostly jungle, right?
So. Yeah, I guess so. I did like the Feast Lair. It's just like an amusement park for obese people. It was good shit. I love that. I'd go there, dude.
Just go have a burger. Yeah. That's the attraction.
Yeah, I'd go there. It looked awesome. Yeah, just like walking on salt. Good shit.
Yeah, a lazy river of French fry grease.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of hoping the racing layer would be longer because I was like, oh shit, it's Diddy and Dixie, but it's just that one race. And I was like, oh man,
it was real short. It was definitely like it was like a 5-minute break in between the layers. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which is like fine, but I was kind of hoping more just because they were there, but that's okay, I guess. Let me see here. Let me read this from Tuna Nguyen. Hey guys, what do you think about the difficulty curve of the game? I love the game, but I felt like the main story was overall a little too easy. I know it gets harder during post game, but I would have liked if the main game was a little bit harder. What do you think about the difficulty here, Micah? Overall, for the main quest.
Overall, there are sections that I felt like even I was breezing through. Mm-hmm. And we talked about, though, there was not as much platforming as we expected. A lot of it is just exploring and having fun. So in terms of difficulty, for me, it really wasn't until the later stages that I started to struggle a bit with like, oh, geez, I don't want to do this part. But I'll agree with them. That's like, if I thought that some sections were too easy, then someone who loves platformers would definitely think that this game was too easy.
What do you think, Gene?
I thought it was fine. I think it needs to be kind of easy, you know. I wouldn't want the game to be too difficult. But that being said, though, the Donkey Kong Country games are difficult. So yeah, that is, if you have that expectation, then this was definitely different. That level of difficulty does not really happen up until pretty much the very last levels. Pretty much the last level, basically, Planet Core, and of course ramping up all the way through post game. I think the last K-Rool fight was actually pretty challenging. I actually died maybe 3-4 times against him.
Yeah, it was challenging.
Yeah, so that was refreshing. Void Kong was actually pretty challenging too. At least the very final Void Kong fight was fun and challenging, especially since you couldn't use any of the Bananza forms at all. So, but I think as a 3D platformer, I think it was a great. I like the arc. I didn't want it to be too challenging. I thought some parts of Mario Odyssey are just really, really hard too, or just kind of annoying. And I thought it was interesting that Donkey Kong Bananza was very forgiving. You can just grab onto the side of almost any surface, right? Mm-hmm. As opposed to maybe steel or smooth rock or whatever like that. But otherwise, he can just Breath of the Wild climb up with infinite stamina. He's not Link,
Yeah.
That.
No, I was going to say too, as long as you have the balloons in your inventory, if you fall off of something like that, because for me that was huge. Because it's just for the sections where you did have to do some platforming, I was like, I suck at this. And you got a full pack of balloons, you're set.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned that, right? Because it's here's the thing. Is the game hard, or did you just buy a lot of balloons and invested all your banana points into health?
I did indeed.
See, there you go.
And that was good for me. I definitely am not complaining about the difficulty. I understand the listener's point of if you expected it to be as challenging as some other Donkey Kong games, that may have been a disappointment. For me, this was great. And for the most part, a somewhat leisurely, very fun experience.
Me too. I preferred that. And also, again, if you want a challenge, just don't buy the health and watch yourself kind of struggle and get hit a couple times, because some of these enemies hit pretty hard,
Yeah.
Especially with only 3 hearts. And the issue is that you can level up Donkey Kong to just be a total tank. You can just walk up to K-Rool and just keep punching him and just take hits, and refill your melon juice or whatever, and fall with the balloons. I had 50 balloons, right? Mm-hmm. So falling was never a challenge for me, because I was always being brought right back to where I fell off. So you can make the game. Try again. Do what Logan Plant of IGN did. Try a zero banana run. You know what? I think I might actually try to do that. I think that's a great idea, and I want to do that because I fucking love this game. So I want to play more Donkey Kong Bananza, And to have a save file that's beaten with 0 bananas, that seems pretty satisfying. So I'm going to do that, actually.
Okay. Difficulty for me, I think, was kind of all over the place. Some of it was so easy. Like, for instance, I beat a Cranky Kong fight in 30 seconds. I literally timed it, and I was like, okay. Like, a lot of the boss fights didn't feel like boss fights, I would say. I was like, oh, that's a cool mini boss fight. It's just very, very quick, a lot of them. Some of them were later on were more cool. Like, I really liked the rolling ball one. You like punch it and he would ricochet off the wall. I thought that shit was fun. I think the boss fight mechanically are really fun, but kind of the difficulty was, for me, just kind of like inconsistent in a lot of ways. And it is a very hard thing to get right because everyone has different skill levels and stuff. But I did appreciate at the end, it definitely ramped up a little more. So I'm happy about that. And it sounds like a lot more of the difficulty is in the shrine kind of stuff later on. But as a Donkey Kong game, I do kind of expect a little more grit in that sense of challenge, but that's okay. It's no big deal. I still had a ton of fun playing through the game. I'm trying to think. What else? Have we talked about everything we kind of want to talk about? Because maybe we can just get into speculation what we want from follow-up kind of game coming out. Micah,
Yes.
Donkey Kong sequel comes out. What are you hoping for?
Well, I guess I want to see, like we had mentioned, I'd want to see the other environments that we didn't get. So give me a water lair, and give us a nice jungle lair. We also, did we have desert? Was desert done?
I guess the closest we had was the canyon lair.
Yeah.
I would say to a
But
desert.
so it's like we could do something like some sort of Sahara type of thing, So it's like, yeah, give us that. There's a ton of opportunities, and especially to even not just have to be nature stuff as we saw with the feast lair. So it's like, I don't know, give me like a stadium lair or some shit. I don't know. So there's definitely a lot of options for different environments. And then if they did another thing of like different power-ups, it's like, yeah, give me a fucking kangaroo or some shit. Like we can mix up the animals. Try to choose animals that look better buff though. Like number one thing, I really do feel like they were like, the gorilla looks pretty normal, and then everything else was like, oh god, adding muscles to animals, mixed results. So maybe we can figure out some that look a little less eldritch as big buff creatures. But I'm sure it will be like, oh, Pauline's came back to visit and we're going on another adventure.
Yeah.
Or some shit. I don't know. Pauline's gonna be in a school play and we gotta deal with that now.
Yeah, gotta make it to the play. That's the plot of the game. I gotta make it to the recital. Gene, if we get a Donkey Kong sequel, what do you want?
I think we kind of talked about this. I think that the reader who didn't want the Bonanza forms, I'm kind of turning around. I think ditch the Bonanza forms altogether and just bring back animal forms or animal buddies to figure out a way to make the animal buddies summonable anytime, just make up some magical fucking excuse that's fun and cute. And let us ride Rambi again. It'd be fun to just ride Rambi across these dusty things, having on guard for swimming levels. Bring back a little bit more to just make more Donkey Kong Country in 3D, basically. Like this is perfect. Just expand on it more. I think make it to fucking Tears of the Bonanza. Just use the same movement, the same assets, just make new levels and some cool new powers. But also make Donkey Kong ride the shit. Or use animals to fly around and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know what else to do.
I would be really interested to seeing finally doing a Donkey Kong Mario team up game, kind of in some aspects. Since I mean, the Odyssey team is the Odyssey team, so they've done both, so they could probably figure out a creative way. I understand it'd be probably hard to juggle Mario and Donkey Kong because they're such big characters themselves. So, but I would like to see some more crossover there, I suppose, and seeing what they can kind of do. Of course, I would love to see more country elements, like you were saying too, Gene, like the animal buddies back and all that kind of stuff. The more jungle environments, but I'm very happy they did something super different. I think it's important to evolve the brand and get new people in, because you can't just appeal to old fucks like me and Gene the whole time. You got to reach out to new people as well, but you can throw in little sprinkles here and there for us, which is good.
Yeah, I think bringing back K. Rool at this time was the perfect time. They can't do it again. They couldn't have done it later, and they couldn't have done it earlier. I think this was the perfect time to bring it back, and they did it perfectly. You know, what a great, one of the best returns of a video game villain of all time. I think.
Yeah, I'll thank Sakurai for that, for putting him in Smash and getting the hype up. So we'll see. Let me read this from the Fading Moon. Hey Punchers, first time writing in. Enjoyed Bananza. My question is this. There are interviews stating that DK can have a 2D and 3D line similar to Mario. Does the gang feel the same way, or should DK stick to 2D? We haven't got a new 2D DK that isn't a port in over a decade. Tropical Freeze greater than Bananza? Question mark. My thing is, why not both? You should have both. Donkey Kong is a humongous IP. You can absolutely have both going at the same time. Kind of like how we're doing with Zelda. We've talked about this with Grezzo doing like Echoes of Wisdom and Link's Awakening and stuff like that. The more old school Zelda style with the new big dick 3D Tears of the Kingdom shit. So you should do it with Donkey Kong as well, because Donkey Kong excels in both fields. What do you think, Micah?
Oh, I'm thrilled that they made this, because if it was another 2D Donkey Kong, I would not have bought it and would not have played it. So I don't want to see 2D Donkey Kong go away. That's for sure. I do want them to make both so all fans can be happy. But I'm thrilled that they made this, that they made this for people like me who don't really enjoy the 2D games or are not good at them. And I absolutely think there's plenty of space to have both, especially it's like with the next Mario movie going to be coming out and all that. It's like people are going to be Donkey Kong crazy. They're going to be going nuts for it, bananas, if you will. So there's plenty of room for all the types of games.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Gene? You agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the plan, right? I think the Zelda team has already said as much. You know, there's going to be a 2D Link's Awakening Echo style gameplay, and there's going to be the 3D games. You know, and they already do that with Mario, of course, with Mario Wonder and the new Super Mario Brothers series, and you know, the 3D Mario team. So it's encouraging that they're gonna make Donkey Kong like a true pillar of Nintendo. You know, like just again, this is something that the other platform holders don't do. You know, is Halo even a pillar of fucking Xbox anymore? Like who fucking knows, right? What is a pillar of PlayStation? Is it Astrobot? You know,
I guess it's just God of War now.
It's just God of War, I guess, right? And the Last of Us remakes. You know, that's about it, really. There's no real ongoing IP. And people keep saying like, oh yeah, well it's really great that PlayStation's always like moving on to something new. I was like, is it great though? You know, do you want Marvel to move on from making Spider-Man stories? You know, and I do think that some IP do need to be moved on. Like for example, like there's a recent BioShock news, right, where BioShock is canceled. I don't fucking give a fuck. I was never asking for a new BioShock game, and BioShock Infinite ended just fine with that story, you know. Same with Silent Hill. I don't need a new Silent Hill game, you know. We've already told the best Silent Hill stories we could, I think, you know, and other games are already doing what Silent Hill did better, you know. But there's no games doing Donkey Kong better than Donkey Kong, you know. There's no real games doing Mario better than Mario, you know, and Zelda's his own thing too, you know. Splatoon is his own thing too, you know. So I think that's the value of Nintendo, the fact that they actually care about their IP and they nourish it, and they continue to try to preserve it and remake it for future generations. And to your point, you know, Donkey Kong Bananza is like a middle point between old fucks like us and also the drawing in a new audience, which is what the terrain deformation gameplay does. You know, you hear kids talking about how great it is to just run around and punch things, and that's fun and engaging in a way that particularly navigating the environment as Zelda or Link in Zelda is it just isn't. You know.
Yeah. Let's talk about just one more thing I can think of, just to cover all of our bases, the performance of the game. I want to read this from Chris. Gene, you lied to me. You spoke about performance not being an issue, but the performance does drop frequently into the second half of the game. Most notably,
not an issue, dude. Come on, man.
Most notably in the elephant form and during boss fights. The final K. Rool fight was frame-dropping mess. This didn't ruin the game for me, but it definitely disrupts the fun. 10 out of 10, doubt it. Colin. Keep on gooning the K crew. I mean, I noticed some of the frame drops, but it didn't really like take me out of the game a whole lot, I should say.
I have a hard time understanding people who feel like that shit takes them out of the game. I don't understand. Where were you the last 10 years of video game playing, you know? Or are you really like Colin, where you think, oh my God, 60 FPS, so now 60, I've graduated from 30 FPS, you know? Like, is that really your mentality? That's strange to me, and it's different from me, and I don't understand it, you know?
It's something about, I think the 30, I think it's just more like noticing it's frequently for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't bother me as so much because it's like, it all comes in like layers. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's more egregious than others. It's like when you go to Blight Town in Dark Souls 1, it's fucking like really bad. You're like, holy shit. Yeah. But at the same time, you're actually like, well, the game's fucking amazing, so it's okay. But with Donkey Kong, I didn't feel like it ever got super bad outside of a couple examples, but they were never that long for me or enough to where I'm like, this fucking sucks. But that's just me.
Yeah. It doesn't, I mean, 10 out of 10 doubt just because of fucking performance issues. So are you going to call Elden Ring not a 10 out of 10 because it still performs like shit today? It still performs like shit today, but you're going to call Elden Ring not game of the generation because it performs like shit still on the PS5 Pro.
Right.
Or even on good PCs, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't understand the argument, you know? If that's what all video games are to you, is a car that is mechanical, then sure, I guess that's what it is. But, you know, I just don't understand this mentality at all. I think it's weird. But, you know, more power to you, or less power to you, I guess, because you're annoyed by it.
Less power to you.
Yeah.
Micah, frame rate. What did you think? You're not necessarily, you don't care about frame rate very often. What did you think about it here?
Yeah, I didn't see it. The only like technical issue I kept having was just the camera behavior. Mm-hmm. There were just times when the camera was just either like I'm trying to go through like I'm digging through a wall and the camera's just sitting there and not following me. And it's like, and then it was this like kind of sticky feeling as you're moving the analog sticks trying to get the camera to go down the tunnel with you. Mm-hmm. Like that just happened periodically and was annoying. But I didn't see frame rate issues or anything. There's a couple sections where there's like a lot of enemies on screen, but that's not frequent. So this isn't like something like, for example, like Xenoblade Chronicles will have like, oh my God, there's so many enemies right now. And like the frame rate's like, even I can see that it's like slowing way down because like there's way too many enemies like on screen right now.
Part 2 especially, part 2.
Exactly. Yeah. In Donkey Kong, it's like there's a few moments where there's like a little herd of enemies, but it wasn't causing issues for me that I could see. Mm-hmm. So
the enemies die super fast too. So it's like, you know, the issue is over with as soon as you start punching, you know? So
yeah. Oh yeah, and I mean half the time too. A lot of times you can just like fly past them or run fast past them. Like if you don't feel like fighting them, you can just zoop around. Like so you don't even have to linger over there very long.
Mm-hmm. Baldur's Gate 3 fucking ran like trash when it launched. You know, I literally had characters T-posing on my screen. You know, another game in generation ran like fucking trash. Doesn't run great on the PS5 Pro either. Still, you know, that's not a 10 out of 10.
Ran horrible in that game.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I guess that's it. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about in the game that we have not touched on? I'm trying to think what we haven't touched on. We briefly touched on the outfits, I guess, and those are cool. I like that.
I wish Pauline had more out. There were some shops you'd visit and I was like, wait a minute, like you don't have anything for Pauline? Because that's like Now, granted, I didn't find a ton of fossils. I was often like fossil poor and gold rich. But when I would have fossils, I'd be like, you got nothing for Pauline. It's just stuff for Donkey Kong. So like my favorite outfit for her was the hamburger one. And she has like a little hamburger headband on. And I got the burger tie for DK, so they matched, which was cute.
And a little varsity jacket too. So cool.
Yeah, it was adorable.
Yeah, really cool.
But like I kept thinking, oh, because the first outfit I bought for her, I think was like from the Snake Lair, because they had cute little outfits. But I was like, damn, like I don't really like. Some of them I just didn't like, and then other layers I was like, you got nothing for my girl over here? Like, all you got's fur colors for Donkey Kong? Give me more outfits.
Some of the outfits were kind of dumb, like the hotel concierge outfit for Pauline. I was like, why the fuck is she?
Oh my God, who would wear that?
Yeah, why is she a hotel worker? I don't understand. You know, like the
No.
the burger varsity jacket, perfect, right? I was like, oh, finally a
So
good outfit.
cute.
You're right in that. Like, I didn't really like some of the outfits. I did like the little puffy jacket for the snow level. That was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, the little ice cream
That's
one.
the thing. If you're going to give me an adorable companion, give me cute little outfits to play dress up in.
She needed a little bit, half the outfits could have been a little bit more stylish. I think the other half are great, but yeah, you're right.
Especially because we have a game like Splatoon, no, all of them, and it's like, and the Squid Kids, the Octolings, whatever, they got cute little outfits.
Yes.
All right, so it's like, Nintendo, I know you can do this.
Yeah.
Like, give me some cute little girl outfits.
They know how to do fashion. I'm surprised that they didn't go a little crazy with that. Like, I like the final outfit that you get with the hard hat and the overalls.
Yeah, I love that outfit. Yeah, I'm really happy you get the hard hat with Donkey Kong at the end.
I love that outfit. Yeah, that's definitely the permanent outfit for me for her the rest of the game. But God, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else.
The fur. We didn't talk about the fur colors, I guess.
Oh, the fur colors.
I didn't even touch that.
You didn't miss the fur colors? Okay.
I didn't touch them either. I kept them plain old brown.
I mean, the
orange.
plain's the best, but you gotta let that Kong go a little nuts sometimes. All right, he's going through a phase. Let him dye his hair. Let him have a little fun. Yeah,
it's pretty cute. I'm glad that they existed, and it's fun to see like other people's streams using different colors too.
Yeah.
So I collected them all. I don't give a fuck. I wanted it all. It didn't matter to me. Trying to think what else was there. I love that you can play the final New Donk City level is replayable.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, when I encountered the level, I was like, fucking please let this be replayable. And sure enough, if you go back to the Banandium route in the final level, it will just let you play it. Unfortunately, it won't let you play the first K. Rool battle, which is kind of disappointing. I wouldn't have minded just starting there and then going up to New Donk City, but it pretty much starts you at the second fight where it's the Banandium route pillar fucking driving through the planet, which is so crazy. Like, I love that scenario of like the little Kong marker going the opposite direction of where you were going through the planet. That was so fun and cute. The fact that K. Rool had his fucking jetpack from Donkey Kong Country 3, that was sick. A lot of little Easter eggs that like Micah would miss and like a lot of other people would miss. But if you're a Donkey Kong obsessive like Brad and I, we'll pick up on those little
Kong
notes.
enthusiasts. Yes.
Yeah. But it's not necessary, he just he has a jetpack and it's super fast for some reason. It's fucking faster than the Banandium route. Like, who fucking made that? Who made that jetpack so fucking fast? That's crazy,
He did, I guess. He's a fucking
maniac. I mean, geez, if he has technology like that, he doesn't even need wishes. He could take over the world fair and square.
That's exactly it.
What's going on here?
He's trying, gets his ass beat by Kongs every time.
Yeah,
he won't learn. All right, I guess that's it for us. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about, unless you guys can think of anything that we didn't talk about. But I'm not sure.
I'm happy that we're expanding for the expansion pack. This was great. So
the first expansion pack, that's right.
And it's fun that we had a Donkey Kong game that could have used a spoiler cast. Actually, Nintendo games don't usually have spoiler casts other than like maybe Zelda's, right? But yeah, this one had a lot of twists and turns in it. More than Death Stranding 2, to be quite honest.
Yeah, this is a new era for Punching Up. I'm here now, so we're going to talk about Nintendo games more often.
Hell yeah.
Spoiler shit. So whenever there's something appropriate, I suppose. Because not everything is. Like, what are we going to fucking talk about? Yoshi eating shit?
That's the thing. Like, I loved Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but I don't think it needs a spoiler cast. Like, it's not cute. Really. It's inventive. There's not this much to say about it, though. There just isn't. This is a game, though, that had really innovative stuff and like positive and negative, but there was just a lot to discuss about all the power-ups and the different environments and everything.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll get out of here, guys. Any final thoughts, or should we skedaddle?
Let's go.
I just want to highlight that I'm wearing my Game Grumps buy and leave shirt today. And I wore it to the grocery store and Very I got nice. Some funny looks.
Very nice. Buy and leave, yes. All right, everybody, we're out of here. Thanks for watching and listening. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care and goodbye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.